this Saturday, 19th of March, these two TVs are Aldi special buys. 58-inch, born with WebOS, a lot of the great apps, and the magic remote. And this guy, 85-inch, again with WebOS. Now this will be in store, $599. Pick it up, put it in the car. This, delivery only, online only. So you need to sign up and be ready to buy this online. And I'll tell you why that's important, because this doesn't fit in anything. I've got a Kia Carnival, wouldn't even come close to fitting in. I had to hire a van to move this around the city. It's a big beast, so you want this delivered. The price, $1,500 for an 85-inch TV. So, let's take a look. I'm gonna unbox the big guy and have a look at what WebOS is, so you can get a sense of what you're buying. Now, if you're wondering what WebOS is, it's the operating system used on LG TVs, and these TVs have the magic remote. This is an LG remote. This is the Born remote. Very similar, which is a good thing. Oh, but that's not all. Well, here we go, down here. There it is. That's what you want. There's nothing more exciting than ripping off the plastic. Now, before I do anything else, I want to tell you why I've got a tape measure in my hand. This is a big TV, okay? It's a very big TV. It's 1,900 millimeters, so 1.9 meters across here. And the feet, I should be very clear, are just a touch more than 1,800. They're about 1,810, which is why this is sitting on the floor. I have a big desk in the studio here. It's 1,800 wide. Couldn't sit the TV on it. Our entertainment unit back here, 1,800 wide. Couldn't fit it on there. So be very careful about TVs this size and how you intend to use them, because this requires a big entertainment unit or a big wall mount, and there are the bracings here for a wall mount. And I will say also, there's a nice big handle on the side. My son noticed when we were trying to lift this thing up, which made it a little bit easier to manage. Now again, I've got a lot of LG TVs in the studio here, and this is the wallpaper. This is the background wallpaper for an LG TV. So give me a couple of minutes, let me log on to a few services. Now, in the interest of full transparency, everything you just saw was me setting up this TV, getting it out of the box a couple of nights ago. And I'll be honest, my initial reaction to this TV was not great. Everything really was sluggish. Loading Netflix, anything I tried to do was just sluggish. And then I worked out why. Out of the box, once connected to the internet, this thing was trying to get software updates for everything. And once you initiated those and agreed to all those, everything's running pretty smooth. So now, let me show you. Oh, this is 9 now. I don't have any content piped into the device, so there's no picture to show you outside of the streaming apps, which is pretty much what this device is probably going to be used for most people. So WebOS is this bottom bar down here. It comes up with all the apps, and these were all pre-populated, and they each needed an update. But it's not just basic apps, it's also the data about the app. So you've got, recently watched or popular content across many different apps. Even the Foxtel app works. So this is Foxtel Go. So if I launch that here, this will log into my Foxtel account and allow me to watch Foxtel on this second TV. So you could use this as a multi-room for you if you wanted. And it works pretty darn well too. If I initiate live TV, we'll pump up a live TV channel from Foxtel. It'll probably default to Sky News, which it does. And hey presto, we're off and running. I'll turn that volume down. But yeah, instantly getting live access to the TV channels. Now, obviously it depends on what Foxtel service and what you signed up for, but I mean, Foxtel's actually not an app that's available on every platform, so pretty big deal for it to be here. And as I come back, I mean, this is live streamed. It's not a high quality piece of content. So let's switch, using the Netflix button on the remote. Now this remote, as I said before, pretty much identical to the LG remotes. But down here, little round Netflix button, we can launch that. And I'll jump into my profile. And I was starting to watch this earlier. Let's go back home. I'll take it to the home so it doesn't look like I've pre-populated something. And look, let's actually go back to that Drive to Survive. I think that's a good example because for me as a Formula One fan, you know, it's what I would watch. This is an 85-inch TV, $1,499, and this is a 4K show. We know this is made for Netflix by Netflix, so it should be high quality. And what I see, it's funny to watch this because you've got to remember some of this stuff is Netflix shot, some of it is Formula One shot. So this is Netflix shot, and that's Formula One because the cameras are on board. But if you look at the content that is, I wonder if I can get rid of that bottom bar without killing the show. Nope. Just going to hit resume, sorry. Okay, I'll put the remote down so it doesn't keep coming up with the menu. Because that's the beauty of the Magic Remote, it's always trying to do it. Now, this is 4K content, and you know what? It's pretty bloody good quality. And I think the thing is that a show like this, man, I mean, if you're watching this on a 55-inch TV, you're missing out. And for $1,500, you can have an 85-inch TV. So, I mean, that quality there, to my eye, looks excellent. Excellent. Now, is it the same as this $10,000 75-inch TV? No, it's not. That's ridiculous to think that it would be. Does it look great? Yes, it does. Does it stream fast and well? Yes, it does. Let's go back to the home and we'll load something else up. Let's load up Stan. So this is actually another interesting one. You can barely just see the backlighting in there, but to the naked eye, it actually comes up better on camera. To the naked eye, it doesn't appear. And that blooming effect that you get on those flat colored screens does not appear in these kind of menu screens or where you've got this content running. You barely notice that stuff unless it's super dark content. Again, I just think this looks fantastic because it's so big. That's what makes it so good. Let's resume a bit of Joe and Carol. Now this is only in HD. And I think that's interesting because this is a HD show, which the power of this TV needs to upscale it. HD, if you were to just have HD pixels, it would be a quarter of this screen. And so this television is needing to stretch everything out to 4K. And again, it doesn't look bad at all. And you would be you'd be sitting twice as far back as I'm standing right now. But the critical thing is, it looks bloody good. So again, there's all those apps there. And obviously the, let's go back home. You know, ABC iView, I've got the 9 Now app there. That's how I would watch free-to-air because I don't have an antenna in, so I would load free-to-air through 9 Now. Now there is the content library, which is where you download apps, kind of like the App Store. Now, I want to be clear. This is WebOS, but it's not LG WebOS. So I'll give you an example. KO Sports is available on LG TVs, not available here because it hasn't been certified for this. This TV wouldn't have the power to do some of the features of KO Sports. But if we look at, obviously, the features here, this is your content store. And obviously, you've got USB drive. You can play movies or photos off USB. And this is the content store where you would download apps. I had a quick squiz through here. There's plenty there, plenty of apps. But, you know, Amazon Prime, Tubi, there's plenty. But there's also a bunch of really weird ones you've never heard of. I saw Spotify. There's lots of apps, lots of apps. Now, let me just finally reiterate one thing about this that I think is probably the most important thing. Sound. If I'm spending $1,500 on this TV, I am going to go and buy a $300 soundbar somewhere, or buy the Aldi one, I don't care, because the sound here at 99 or 100 is not that loud. Let me just skip forward to some action maybe. And yeah, I think the sound's pretty disappointing. You can... The goal, of course, needs to be to retain third. In fact, back here, it's critically important that it's much better sound. Well together. Because the speakers are back there. That's where the speakers are. The speakers are behind it. They're low quality. It's not projecting down and out. It's just projecting backwards. So I'd get a soundbar. Look, for $1,500, this is a great TV. It's a great TV. It is not at all comparable to a $5,000 TV or a $3,000 TV. This is about size. If you've got a Fetch box, a Foxtel box, a Google Chromecast or something to plug into this, you'll get the 4K screen that you want at this size. If you watch a lot of movies, it's probably not for you. Dark scenes in movies really do struggle on these much cheaper TVs, but if you can put up with it, you'll learn to live with it. Remember, you're only ever going to have one TV sitting there, so you're not going to compare it to something else. I think bang for your buck, it's amazing. You can't buy it at the Aldi store, you have to buy it online. That's the only way you're going to get this $1,500 85-inch TV.